good morning and welcome back over to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Really haven't come to Disney's Hollywood Studios for just a construction update. Normally we come for like an evening trip, hanging out, but I really just wanted to come over here for this construction update. But also, I am still in the parking lot and you can still see that by all the cars, because I wanted to take you and show you some of the stuff that's going on the outside of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Also, I'm looking at the gondolas. They have gondolas on the line today. Now they're not moving, however, I'm kind of hoping maybe when I leave today they're moving so I can get some good video of that, because there's been a lot of video going out that they are moving. But also, I want to show off the bus stations, because I think the bus stations are almost done. And again, that will be a huge help for this little park. And then kind of see, like, as you're walking up, they're doing a lot of work right up by where the security checkpoint is, so. But also, we did get a lot of new information about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, some of the shops, the foods, a little more about the rides. Also got height requirements, I think, for both rides. I'll have to double check. I know one of them is, I know we got one of them for sure, but I need to double check. But it's gonna be a really good day today. So as you kind of walk up, so you still have the tram lane here that still ends right up here, because it used to go all the way down up to the blue building. But if you look over to the right, you can see there's the Skyliner station. Looking very nice. I think they're just doing some painting on it, doing some of the artwork. But if you look, there's some gondolas. And the fact that there's a bunch of them, I wonder if they'll run it today. Now sometimes maybe they just put them out there to make sure that the system will reset itself. But it looked like they were putting them on. So really cool, like, so we'll get a closer look at that. And then you have the bus station. So we'll walk over there and get a closer look at all that. Also, they still have you walking through this little walkway here, because that used to be right where the old bus stop used to be. But I don't know what exactly they're building up here. You see where those guys are working, right underneath the Tower Terror. Not sure what exactly is going on there. Nothing really. I mean, it's gonna have the theming of Hollywood Studios, because it's gonna have the same look as the bus stops. So I'm not quite sure. Also, as I'm walking up, I did see somewhere that I think that guy has his tail back on the ride. So we'll need to go check that out. So you can kind of see how far along they are on these bus stations. Looks like they're done with all the building of it. Looks like they're just doing cleaning now. But if you look to the right, well, here's the Skyliner. I mean, it's kind of weird just being able to walk right underneath. I mean, I know in fall when these open up, you'll walk underneath it, but there'll be people in them. Definitely really cool. Some of them you can see how it's got the wrap on it and everything. You can see some of them have the characters. I don't know if you can see them really well. It's like right up there, that one has Pluto on it. Not sure how well you can see it. There are a lot of people over here like at the station, so I don't know if they're gonna be running it all today, or it's just like one of those days they're just practicing all the safety stuff. But you can see where the unloading area is, and then on the other side is the loading section. But these are a lot bigger than they look like. I think these are 10-person ones, so they may be stuffing you with other people. Alright, now into Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now that we've seen all the stuff in front, now we have to do a little walking around and checking out some of the things going on. I did forget my magic band today. Now what's kind of the nice thing is that I always keep my hard ticket on me for my park entrance, and so I was able to get in and not have any issues. Usually if you forget your park ticket or anything, you go to guest services and all that stuff and get a new ticket for the day. Oh no, it looks like they closed this shop down here. So it says Tailored to the Stars and then Keystone Collection. This little shop that has some kind of more the adult attire, and usually was selling a lot of the Dooney and Burks here. Looks like it's not open. They may be doing some work on it, or they may be changing it to something else. So I don't know. But I think we'll head this way. We'll head into Toy Story Land, because I am very curious if Slinky Dog really does have his tail back. Looks like down here at Walt Disney Presents now, usually where they always have like a sneak peek of things. This is where you can meet Mike and Sully. They now have a preview of Dumbo, which is coming to theaters March 29th, the brand new live action Dumbo. So that'll probably run in this area probably until a little bit after Dumbo comes out, so probably until about April-ish. Alright, let's head into the most busiest area of Hollywood Studios today, and we're gonna head into Toy Story Land, because some rumors and some pictures have surfaced that Slinky Dog has his tail back. Now, they did, like I said, they did take away the tail originally a few months ago due to there's some safety concerns, and so they took it off. And for a while, he's had no tail, and it's been kind of one of the saddest sights to see. So we want to come in here and see if maybe it's back, because like I said, I've seen some pictures, some video of it back on. So like I said, this is always like the best. So if you're looking for a great picture of Toy Story Land, this is going to be it right here. But also, I haven't seen Slinky. Oh, here he comes. Let's see, does he have his tail? And look, he does. He has his tail back. Watch as he come over the hill. Look, he's got his tail. Oh, that's a good sight to see. That's a great sight to see, his tail back. Well, it's gonna be a busy one now. I have never really come to Hollywood Studios early in the day like I have today. But you can see Slinky Dog Dash is a 95-minute from this point right here. Which 95 minutes isn't awful. Still so glad to see that tail back. I may go down over to the bridge area and look at him go by and look at his tail wiggle. Yeah, Slinky Dog Dash, 95-minute wait. Again, you're still within the first couple of hours of operating for the day, so maybe longer late. Because when we come later in the day, 95 usually is at the door. So let's see, we're kind of over here at the bridge, and he should be coming up here in a second. Should get a really good view of his tail. Here he comes. There he is. Oh yeah. Make riding in the back row found again. You wouldn't think I'd be this obsessed with some things but I mean, it took it off and it's just been something that's kind of missed. Here we go. But it still springs too, and I love it. Oh yeah. That's a glorious sight to see again. Since we are in Toy Story Land, this is probably one of the best views you get into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge now, because it used to be the best views coming into the entrance, but since they moved the Auto Plaza around, it's hard to see it. And man, I am still just blown away by the sheer size of this land. I mean, it's 14 acres, and it looks like they're just putting way more effort into it. Like, they put some really good effort into Toy Story Land and Pandora, but I think Star Wars is going to have a little more to it. And since we're going to be talking about Star Wars, I really wanted to look over here really quick at it, and then from here I think we'll head over to Grand Avenue, talk about all the new details that have come out. Walked out of Toy Story Land because I didn't intend to spend, I wasn't like trying to spend any time in there. I just only went in there because I heard Slinky got his tail back, and he did. So definitely gonna be really fun when we get to ride it again, because me and Ali always wait for the back row on Slinky Dog Dash. So really cool to see his tail back for sure again. And just passing by the Chinese Theater, heading over to the Grand Avenue area to really talk about the new details that have come out about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge here. As we do know, though, ours will be opening second after Disneyland's, because Disneyland and us are getting both Galaxy Edges. Alright, now we're down to what we are going to be calling the entrance into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to talk about all the new details that have risen up. Now I'm going to try to find a spot because this is going to be a lot of talking, so I may try to put the camera down because I brought my little tripod with me today. But I just want to take a little look, you know, just think about it. In probably 6 to 7 months, it's gonna be nothing but a line, and we won't probably be able to get in for some time just because of the crowd levels and Allie's anxiety with crowd levels. So we're gonna try to be hopefully come for any sort of previews, any sort of showcases of it, maybe just to try to get and see it before it opens, because once it opens, we won't see it until probably for a couple months. I kind of came over to right over here, right next to where the Muppets 4D or 3D experience is, because this is one of the areas where the edge of Galaxy's Edge right here. And so one of the things that we learned about is that they finally announced the brand new cast member costumes. And the thing about it is that they look pretty cool, but my only concern that I have about it, sorry, I'm like not really happy with how it's coming out. So the thing about the costumes is they look really like thick and layered. Now I'm kind of hoping that means there's gonna be a lot of covered area, because unlike Toy Story Land, this needs to be covered because it's gonna have a lot more people. Because Andy's Backyard, this whole new land that they built for Toy Story, doesn't have any covers. It doesn't have any doesn't really have any much cover, so it gets really hot during the summertime. So when you walk through there, it's very hot. But looking at these costumes for Galaxy's Edge, it looks like there's gonna be a lot more covered stuff. So I'm actually walking back to Grand Avenue because I didn't like where I was standing over there earlier. Plus, Muppets was letting out, so I was trying to avoid that. So kind of back over here by the Grand Avenue next to the, like the music shop and stuff, because I like this shop a lot because it's really cool just because like I like music and stuff. But back over here by the entrance, because when I was trying to walk over there, like it was very weird walking over there because a lot of cast members were walking through. And Muppets 3D was exiting, so I didn't want to be really in the way. And so when it comes to the rides, so everyone has kind of thought that the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is supposed to be the like main point of this land, and actually it's not. However, it's not saying it's not going to be cool, because they said there's going to be four seats that everyone's going to be able to sit in, and everyone's gonna have a job, like a pilot, gunner, engineer. It's gonna be a huge, like, advanced upgrade of what Mission Space is over at Epcot. And so that will end up making it a lot more cool. Now they did say there is gonna be a robotic Hondo from Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars that he's made very famous by. And apparently it's like one of the most robotic, like one of the best robots they have put together. And so that's gonna be really cool to see. They did say that the Star Wars First Order Rise of the Resistance is supposed to be what this whole land resembles around. Apparently everyone thought it was supposed to be like a tram ride, very slow, very moving. Apparently it's more than that. And apparently you are captured by the First Order and then you're taken into a scene of a battle right in a destroyer from the First Order. And so it ends up being that you see like huge TIE fighters, you see AT-ATs, and like you're just put right smack in the middle of this. And I know Disney released a lot of concept art, so I'm gonna kind of be posting that throughout. But they said that is going to make it like all the waits, all like the queue lines are supposed to be super interactive. Like when you go to Millennium Falcon, you're going to be pretty much in the like lounge area. They said that the the First Order Rise of the Resistance is apparently going to be very much of a Indiana Jones, something else, like 4 rides into one, travel plus leisure, very much like super like in depth, like it's like one of the best rides they've ever have built, and so all that. And both rides I think are both 40 inches. So they are not short, like they're not super short. Height restrictions are actually taller than Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash is only a 38 and like Aliens Rolling Saucer is 32. So it still kind of drives my point. Toy Story Land is meant for like more families. This will not be meant for, like it'll be meant for families, but it's gonna be people who are really into Star Wars and stuff. So outside of the ride, just because I have to keep reading this article, it's a really long article about the new details, is that they're going to have brand new shops, but also going to be a shop that you can build your own BB or R2 droid that will also interact with areas within Galaxy's Edge at what they call like hotspots. Like hotspots that it will interact with, very much like how the Banshees at Pandora were supposed to, but the Banshees are very much, you control what they do, you control what they look like and what like kind of movements they have. These aren't supposed to be like super interactive, so you'll be able to have that. And again, I'll put up, I know there's a concept art somewhere of this, so I'm going to throw that up here. But one of the major things that they're going to be talking about is that, so right now you could build your own lightsaber. Sorry, I'm trying to find some shade, it is really hot. You build your own lightsaber, and it's not the little plasticky ones that you get right now, like whenever you go to any of the places that have the lightsaber building area. Apparently this is going to be very much more realistic. And it's gonna just be very much of a, like, it's gonna feel like a real lightsaber, to be honest. And that to me is kind of ridiculous that you'll be able to have almost a realistic feeling lightsaber. Now, I guarantee you it's gonna be probably one of the more expensive things, but it's definitely one of the cooler things. I ended up reading this part because this is all about the food and stuff that's gonna be in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Because I didn't really read a lot about it. I mostly read about the shops and the attractions. So they said that it looks like there would be 3 like food places, food/drink places. The first one is gonna be like the biggest one, which is gonna be more your traditional quick service, like what Cosmic Rays at Magic Kingdom is, like what the ABC commissary is here. And it's gonna be called Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. Apparently it's gonna be like in the central portion of Galaxy's Edge, so it'd be more centralized of everything. And they said that it's going to be more of the quick service atmosphere. Apparently it's a hotspot for multiple food vendors, but the big man on campus is Strongo Tugs, aka Cookie. He's best known as the chef at Maz Kanata's castle before it was leveled during Star Wars Force Awakens. So that's cool. There's a lot of story to it, and I think it's pretty cool. And we'll probably talk a lot more about the story another day, but I just want to talk about all the things they announced. Another thing we'll have is we'll have Ronto Roasters, an open air stall near the Galaxy's Edge marketplace called Ronto Roasters. The proprietor is Bakar, which is a big sports brand, so all of its spit roasted meats are cooked below a massive pod racing engine. It's pretty cool. Definitely not much to it else besides that. And then you'll have Oga's Cantina, while you can easily find an adult beverage at Hollywood Studios in Florida. This will serve, well actually, so avoid that first part. This will serve alcoholic beverages at both resorts, which is weird because Disneyland doesn't normally serve alcohol in Disneyland Park in the original Magic Kingdom. Now I did say that they said there are going to be people at the end so that people can't leave the land without throwing it away or finishing it. And so this is more of a bar, and fans can settle in for a thematic tipple just about any time of the day, but drinks must be consumed within the friendly confines of Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. The decor reportedly inspired by Moss Ansley's Canteen and A New Hope, complete with a long bar with various bubbling tubes as a backdrop. There will be limited seating, just like most bars. So definitely a lot of, I mean, when I say a lot of information was, a lot of new details were produced from this, it was a lot of new details. So for me, this is awesome. I cannot wait. All I know is we'll get a lot more information apparently in May. There's supposed to be an official update from Disney what's coming in May about Galaxy's Edge. Now that could mean it could just be saying Disneyland's opening date and still not no opening date for us. Because I think they don't want to put an opening date in until until you get to a certain point when they know they can reach that goal. Because you don't want to put an opening date and then have to change it because you couldn't make that goal. So definitely gonna be really cool. A lot more updates coming on it. I know I spent a lot of time talking about it, and I actually originally when I first got over here I didn't intend to talk about it, but I saw this article and felt like I really needed to talk about it. So I'm going to make my way up towards the exit now and maybe see if the gondolas are running. Really hope they are, because I really want to get a good view of that. Now it is kind of funny, a lot of people have wondered, so are they going to remove Star Tours because of it? I said, and so no, they are not, because Star Tours is actually traveling. So you're not traveling much anywhere else. Star Tours is this. So this will be like an extension of Galaxy's Edge. You are traveling, and that's why for a long time the end part was the ending was you landing in Galaxy's Edge, because it's a travel agency. So that's why, if you also wonder, they did move the Vacation Club kiosk to here. So you're right as soon as you get off, you're traveling, and then you can travel to Galaxy's Edge. So that's kind of the idea with Star Wars, or Star Tours, I should say. So definitely no more information has come out about the hotel that's going to be opening up for Star Wars, the Star Wars Hotel, other than it's going to be south of the property, because it'll make it the only entrance straight into Galaxy's Edge. And so that means only people who are staying there probably can enter Star Wars in Hollywood Studios. So it'll make Hollywood Studios have a second entrance, but only for people staying at that resort. But no more real information has come out about it. I don't even know if they started working on it. They may have, but because of how big this property is, sometimes it's hard to see stuff being worked on like Galaxy's Edge. Okay, it does look like they were moving the gondolas around a little bit. So I don't know if they're actually testing them today or something, but I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to just sit here and wait to see if maybe they start running them again. Because as I was walking out, I could see them moving. Now, it just maybe they may be just practicing like stopping them and then restarting them and testing all the features now. But I do want to see if they do run them at all. Oh, there they go. It's the first time I've ever seen them move in public. You can see they are going to be, it's not like how Busch Gardens runs theirs. These are very much different. So there's one about to go. And they stopped it. That's funny. They must, like I said, they must be just doing a lot of the practicing of stopping and restarting it. But I do want to stand underneath it as it goes by, because it looks pretty cool from underneath. But seeing it move right now is amazing. I'm actually more excited for this gondola system than anything else. Like, I am excited about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but this is gonna be a cool way to travel around the property. It's gonna be really hard to see this, but if you look right there, that gondola, you can see wrapped up in everything. Looks like Tigger. Well, they're moving again. And it stopped again. Yeah, they may be taking them off now, to be honest. Oh, kind of seeing them move a little bit. Probably one of the cooler things right now. As I'm walking it, you can see, look, there they go again. That's actually a lot more they were moving than earlier. And I think they're about to stop again. And they're slowing them down. It's gonna be really cool because each of them are like different colors and stuff. Besides the different characters, they are gonna be all different colors. Oh, they stopped them again. You can see how they're kind of just... But it's a really cool view, to be honest. That's why I'm really excited about it. I think I'm more excited because of the views you'll get looking down on everything. So I am going to call it a day from coming over to Disney's Hollywood Studios and checking out some of the updates, seeing some of the construction, all that stuff, watching the gondolas fly by behind me. Those are really cool. And then we learned a lot about the new details coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which will be coming late fall for us. Again, no rumor on when the date could possibly be. From like when I've talked to family and friends and people, we're saying late. So it'll be late November, early December, because every one of the new like Star Wars movies has come out in early December every year for like the last couple times they've released. So that's what I think, like late November, early December. I think you'll be looking at, that's when they'll be opening up. So, but with all that being said, I do head out from a very quick but really fun trip out to Disney's Hollywood Studios. I will see y'all next time.